But it is the greatest headache for the political parties because, one, there are people who have taken papers there and there are those who have never taken the papers there. There are others who have taken papers there. Remember, the party hopping law was suspended. So is this the culmination of Jubilee coming to death or coming to life? So there are very many reasons as to that, why I'm looking at that.
Because like you say, there are people who may be aggrieved and they may think of going to court, but then there's also the aspect of defections. If someone is not happy, they will actually just move to a different party. Yeah,
the question is, today is the climax of collection of money. Remaining in that party is a different issue.
Yeah.
Remember today, as we are talking, NASA has not given their candidate. Jubilee's presidential candidate and deputy president are already in place. So the dynamics of politics is changing so fast. There are those ones who have defected up to yesterday to Jubilee. Are those ones who have been in Jubilee going to be sit pretty and be comfortable, that there is no scare? So really, one thing, Linda, you'll agree, and the nation agrees, is that politicians don't operate on principles. Politicians operate on interest. So they might be wearing red T-shirts to Jubilee, while inside they are wearing white T-shirts of other political parties.
Okay, it's fine. So assuming they're wearing the red T-shirts while inside they belong to other parties, today the final day. So what then happens to candidates who probably have handed in their papers and then halfway through they realize this is not the party that I want to be in? You've already submitted your papers.
Already I've said that the law that bars them from party hopping is suspended. So we are in that old free market where anybody could go at the last minute and join any party. And I'm very definite that every politician, except the two principals, except Raila Odinga and Uhuru Kenyatta, every other politician wants the law about party hopping to be suspended, because politicians are nomads. They do not believe in principles. They believe in being in the ballot. So therefore, and the courts, when you look at the constitution provision very clearly, the right to association is a fundamental right that nobody can derogate. So is closing anybody in a party a breach, a fundamental violation of somebody's human rights? It is. The courts are going to pronounce themselves on that. So definitely, once the court allow the party hopping, which to me, I don't want to delve so much about it, but I'm very definite that the courts are likely to allow that, then it becomes a free for all.
So we're likely to see a lot of people just moving from one corner to the next, and one party to the other.
And for example, Linda, who said that Jubilee and NASA will be the parties for the 8th of August? Other parties might be created. People have parties in their pockets.
Dunstan, is 43 days to the general election?
Records are saying NAC was created 2 months to an election time.
So you think there's a possibility of a different
Politicians are able to do anything.
Really?
Politicians are able to do anything. If you look at the Jubilee, they started with the TNA, with the URP. They wound up and came to JAP. JAP has had some challenges. There was rumor that they are also creating other parties to join them. They are running away from what they created called a one party to a coalition. When you look at ODM, it's the oldest surviving party that has died. It moved to CORD. CORD has died. Now we are in NASA. Already there is some tectonic plates moving in NASA. Who said another party will be created? The law does not. And I'm telling you, politicians, is a question of interest.
All right, Dan, so let's look at a different scenario that is playing itself out in Jubilee. And I remember IEBC official Obukati the other day talked about it. The requirement that aspirants pass the integrity test before they are cleared by parties. What are your thoughts on that?
That is an administrative statement that has no basis in law. Why I'm saying that? That question was put before the courts in the year 2013 in a petition number 544 of 2013, where an NGO went to court to stop the president, Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, then a candidate, William Ruto, then a deputy candidate, and also Dr. Gesami, my member of parliament from West Mugirango constituency, where I come from. That one, Dr. Gesami had a case of anti-corruption proceeding in Kisumu Court. 2, William Ruto and Uhuru Kenyatta, then candidates, had cases
at the ICC.
The court 5-bench judges put the decision as this. One, that is a mere allegation. A mere allegation is not sufficient ground to stop anybody from contesting. Two, even when somebody is convicted, the 5-bench judges said that if the avenues for appeal have not been exhausted, that person cannot be stopped from contesting. The third decision in that case was very clear, that if the Kenyans want leadership, the best decision, the best examination, the best person to elect, to do, or these people do the exam, is the public. If the public want that people to be elected, then the courts cannot stop that. So therefore, when you look at what Chebukati is saying, that is only a statement that he knows very well as a lawyer. It will not stand anywhere. Remember the other day when the CJ, the position of the CJ was advertised, and the panel, the select panel, decided to shortlist and remove other people because they didn't have the ESC certificates, they didn't have that.